Welcome to the video series of my database management system. In this video, you will be learning about lossless joint decomposition in database management system. So what is lossless decomposition in database management system? Whenever we reconstruct a relation from decomposed relation, then the data in reconstructed relation must be as same as in original relation. So let's discuss that in detail. So I request you, please stay tuned till the end of this video. Please like and share this video. Thank you. Lossless joint decomposition in database management system. This is one of the property of decomposition in database management system, which says that if it is feasible to reconstruct relation R from decomposed tables or relations using joints, the joints must be as same as the original relation. So let's discuss this more in detail. So let's start. Decomposition in database management system. There are two properties of decomposition in database management system. The first is dependency preserving decomposition, which is optional. Next, lossless joint decomposition, which is mandatory, which we are going to discuss in detail in this video. Coming to dependency preserving decomposition, already I have created a detailed video on dependency preserving decomposition. You can learn it from the description link which I have provided or from the I button. So here I will be telling you just in brief about dependency preserving decomposition in database management system, which says that dependencies of original table are preserved in decomposed table. It means dependencies of original relation must be preserved in decomposed relation as well. So for example, if I have four dependencies in my original table, four dependencies in my original relation, all the four should be preserved in my decomposed relation as well. So it means that the union of functional dependencies must be equal to original functional dependency, right? So it means if I am going to take the union of fd1 functional dependency 1 of one relation decomposed relation, functional dependency of second decomposed relation, fd3 of third decomposed relation, all this functional dependency, if I take a union, that should be equal to the functional dependency of original relation. So this is all about our dependency preserving in dependent dependency preserving decomposition in database management system. So let's see lossless joint decomposition, which is mandatory property of decomposition, which says that if it is feasible to reconstruct relation R from decomposed tables using joints, and the joint result must be as same as original relation, then it is said to be lossless joint decomposition. It means that whenever we are going to decompose a table, after decomposing the table, if I again combining the table using join, then the resultant table should have the same data as we have the original one. Okay, so let's see this more in detail. Lossless joint decomposition. I- So let's consider a relation R. Okay, I have a relation R. So to this relation R, I am going to decompose into two different relations, R1 and R2. So I got two different relations. So I'm going to take this two relation. So what the lossless joint decomposition said? If it is feasible to reconstruct, uh, feasible to reconstruct means I have two tables here, R1 and R2. From this R1 and R2, if I'm again going to join this, if I'm again going to join these two, okay, with the help of some natural joint, I should get the same relation R. I should get the same relation R. So this relation R should be equal to this relation R. So if it is there, then we can say it is a lossless joint decomposition in database management system. Let's see the rules of lossless joint decomposition. The first rule says that if I take the union of attributes of relation 1 R1 and relation 2 R2, if I take the union of attributes of both the relation, I should get the equal attributes as we have in original relation R, which is R1 is having, for example, AB attribute, R2 is having, relation 2 is having BC attributes. Then the original relation is ABC. So this is our rule 1. So rule 2 is if I take the intersection of the attributes of relation 1 and relation 2, it should not be an empty set. Let's see this in with an example. If I have the R1 relation AB attribute, if I have the R2 relation BC attribute, okay, if I take these two if I take these two relation, the common attribute in these two relation is attribute B. So attribute B I will be getting as an intersection, is a common. So if I take the intersection, it is not a empty set. So these are the two rules. The third rule is very important. The third rule says that if I have attributes of R1 and intersection of attributes of R2, we should derive the attributes of R1. Understood this point? So if I take the intersection of these two, if I take the intersection of R attributes of R1 and attributes of R2, it should derive the attributes of R1, which says that, for example, R1 is having AB attribute, R2 is having BC attribute, R2 is having BC attribute, relation 2. So if I take the these two intersection, it should derive the attributes of R1. It should derive the attributes of R1. So it means that the attributes of R1 are super key or the candidate key of the relation. Super key or the candidate key of the relation. This is very important. While joining the decomposed tables into a original table, how we can join them? With the help of super key or candidate key, we can join them. Okay, so the intersection of these two relations should derive the super key relation. In the same way we have the attributes of R1. If I take the intersection, if I take the attributes of R2, it should derive the attributes of R2, right? So in the first one, either it should derive the attributes of R1 or R2. So here again you can see in R1 is having AB attribute, R2 is having BC attributes. So here R2 attributes, as you can see, BC, so it is deriving the BC attributes. So it means that here BC is super key or candidate key of the relation. So attributes BC are super key or the candidate key of the relation. So all these rules are very much important rules for lossless joint decomposition. So let's see this with an example. Lossless joint decomposition. In lossless joint decomposition, we are using natural joint. Obvious, we'll be using natural joint. So let's see in brief what is natural joint. A natural joint is a joint operation that creates an implicit joint clause for you based on common columns. This is very important. If the two relations is given, okay, R1 and R2, the both the two relations should have a common column. Then only we can have the joint operation on that, right? So the common columns that have the same name in the both the relation, the common column should have the same name as well. So let's see this two relation R1 and R2. In this two relation R1 and R2, you can see the common column is B. So based on B column, okay, I'm going to perform the join operation. So with join operation, I'm going to perform natural join. So the resultant table or the joint table will be a relation R, will be the relation R, A, B, C having attributes. So it is going to have all the attributes in the combination of R1 and R2. So this is all about our natural joint. So let's see the example of lossless joint decomposition in DBMS. Let's consider this relation R having three attributes, A, B, C. So I have the relation table here having three attributes A, B, C. So in the A, B, C column or the attributes, I have the data. I have the some numerical data. So if you observe this table, here in the table relation R, we can observe the attributes A is, the values of attributes A are unique, whereas the attributes B and C values are not unique. B and C values are not unique, right? So hence, the attribute A is either a candidate key or a super key of this relation. Easily we can identify B is having repeated value 77, C is also having repeated value 77. Whereas in A you have all the unique values, So A is either a candidate key of the relation or a super key of the relation. So our joint operation purely based on this candidate key or the super key, because this is the rule of lossless joint decomposition, third rule. So third rule says that the joint should be performed only based on candidate key or super key of the relations. So let's see this with an example. So I have here the same relation A, B, C having attributes. So A is having unique values, B is having repeated values, C is also having the repeated value. So B and C cannot be considered as a super key or the candidate key of the relation. So A is a super key of the relation. So on the basis of A, I'm going to perform the natural join. So on the natural join, let's see these two tables. I have relation 1, relation 2. So in relation 1, as you can see, A attribute, focus only on A attribute. So in A attribute relation 1, I have the relation 2. So both the relation focus on only on A attribute, having first value 7 7. So this 7 is equals to 7, right? So I can have the natural join. Coming to this 7 to 5, it's different, I cannot have. Okay, this 7 is equals to 6, no. This 7 is equals to 8, no. So our first row of the resultant table based on natural join will be like this. R1 natural joins to R2 will be 7 7 7. The value of A attribute in relation 1 is 7. The value of B in relation 1 of attribute B is 7. The value of C in attribute C in relation 2 is 7. So I got the first is 7 7 7. So let's see the next value. So next value we have here is 5 in relation 1. So 5 is common in relation 1 and relation 2, right? So first map the 5 with the first value, that is 7 of relation 2 from R1. So it's not equals to the value. Next, yes, 5 equals to 5. Next we have this 5 is equals to 6, no. This 5 equals to 8, no. So our next resultant row in relation R1 and R2 of our natural joint table will be 5 7 5. So 5 is a value of A, 7 is a value of attribute B, and 5 is a value of attribute C. So I got this value in my second mapping of natural joint. In third mapping, let's see. In third mapping of natural joint, we have the common is 6. Common is 6. So 6 is equals to 7? No. 6 is equals to 5? No. 6 is equal to 6? Yes. 6 is equals to 8? No. So our third natural joint operation on relation R1 and R2 will give the resultant table as the value third record we will be having in our resultant relation, that is 6 4 7. 6 is a value of attribute A, 4 is a value of attribute B, 7 is a value of attribute C. So let's see the last value of relation R1 and R2. The last value of relation in R1 and R2 is here. With the help of R1 relation, we have the 8. 8 is common in both the tables. So first we'll map the A. A value is 8 here. So map with 7, no. Next map with 5, not equals. Next map with 6, not equal. 8 maps to 8, right. This is a correct joint. So the next resultant value in this table will be 8 6 4. 8 6 4. So in this way we can map or the joint two tables. So in natural joint we should have the common columns as well as this column name should be same and the value should be the same. So this all process what we have done is a natural joint on relation R1 and R2. So in this way you can see this relation R with the help of natural joint which we have created is equals to the original relation R, which is equals to original relation R. So our lossless, so this decomposition is a lossless decomposition. So lossless joint decomposition, which joint we have used? Natural joint we have used on these two relational table R1 and R2. So this is all about our lossless joint decomposition. How we have done the lossless joint decomposition with the help of natural joint? Let's see the with the brief recap of this video. We have the relations R1 and R2. How we have done the natural joint on this? We have the common column in the both the relation is A, which is the candidate key or the super key of the relation, both the relation. So here A is common attribute. So values are A, values are same 7 7 same values. So we can have the natural joint on this. The the resultant table of R1 and R2 natural joint is 7 7 value we got in resultant table. So same with the values of attributes A in both the relation 5 5 is same. So we got the second value is 5 7 5 in resultant table. So next value 6 in both the table R1 and R2 of attribute A is same. So we got the third value in resultant table as 6 4 7. The last value in the two relation R1 and R2 of attributes A value is 8. So the resultant value in the resultant table will be 6 8 6 4. So this is our resultant table, okay, which has been we got this table with the help of natural joint. So lossless joint we have done the lossless joint decomposition in database management system, which is exactly equal to our original table, so please stay tuned on my channel. I will be uploading more interesting videos in database management system. Thanks for watching this. Thank you. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share my video. Thank you.